An honest look at the Luka trade. A new report reveals that weeks before the Luka to LA trade, the Mavs reached out to the Wolves to discuss a potential swap of Luka for Anthony Edwards.
Are you kidding me right now?
The Wolves' response.
No. Hell no! No!
Wolves fans are conflicted. They already have the face of their franchise. But would Luka have been an upgrade? A new joke making the rounds in NBA circles is that Nico was willing to trade Luka for anyone named Anthony. Anthony Lamb. Anthony. Black Cole Anthony. Any Anthony would have sufficed. So why did the Wolves immediately reject trading Anthony Edwards for Luka Dončić? And will they regret it? Let's talk about it. Here was Anthony Edwards' immediate reaction upon hearing about the trade.
They say that nobody knew about the trade. Yeah, so that's crazy.
The Wolves didn't leak this, which is wild. But in light of this new report, listen to Ant's words again. Now tell me, is it completely crazy to suggest that he didn't respond like someone who was unaware this had been discussed?
They say that nobody knew about the trade. Yeah, so that's crazy.
The Wolves didn't leak this, which is wild. But in light of this new report, listen to Ant's words again. Now tell me, is it completely crazy to suggest that he didn't respond like someone who was unaware this had been discussed?
For the Wolves, Edwards. Cash! Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby. KD loves it.
Only to be defeated by none other than Luka Dončić.
Dončić fakes, bumps, fires, good! Man, big shot.
The very player the Mavs were now offering in a trade, yet the Wolves immediately turned it down. Really? The kid who became an all-star in his second year? The youngest scoring champion since?
Dončić for three.
The current holder of the record for the most points scored in a single game by an active NBA player. We don't know all the details behind the Wolves' decision, but one thing is clear. By rejecting this trade so decisively, Minnesota is making a bold statement. They believe that Anthony Edwards is, or will be, the better player when it's all said and done. But are they right? Anthony Edwards or Luka Dončić? Who would you rather build around? Since basketball is ultimately about putting the ball through the hoop more than your opponent, we have to start with their scoring abilities. Ant shoots 58% at the rim, while Luka finishes at an absurd 75% clip, clearly outperforming Edwards in this area.
Luka leans in, gets the whistle and the basket, and he plays to the crowd.
To be fair, some of Ant's finishes are much tougher, but Luka can't be penalized for his ability to generate higher percentage looks in the restricted area. In the mid-range, Ant shoots 38%, which isn't much better than the league average, despite what the eye test may suggest. Luka, on the other hand, shoots 45% from mid-range, well above average. Where Ant has the advantage is beyond the arc. He is, without question, a better shooter than Luka from three.
Edwards got it off in time. Oh, are you kidding me?
For the season, Anthony Edwards is shooting an impressive 41% from 3 on 10 attempts per game, 5 percentage points better than Luka, who is shooting 36% from beyond the arc.
They're not going to get right up on Luka, so thank you, Dončić.
The way they score is different, though. Ant's scoring ability relies on his explosive athleticism, blowing by defenders and demoralizing defenses with powerful finishes at the rim.
Edwards. Oh, Edwards! A signature slam!
He leverages the defense's fear of his driving ability to create space for his jumpers. Luka's game, on the other hand, relies more on craftiness. His elite step-back jumper opens up clear driving lanes, where he uses footwork rather than athleticism to create separation. As for advanced stats this season, Ant leads Luka in win shares and value over replacement, while Luka leads Ant in box plus-minus. When it comes to clutch performance, however, the gap between Luka and Ant is astronomical. Luka has been known for his late-game heroics since his rookie year, including those signature step-back threes.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, Dončić for the win. Oh yeah! Luka Dončić, the dagger!
3 seconds, 2 seconds. Dončić for the win. Oh yeah, Luka Dončić with the dagger.
Luka gets it away. It's gone! A Dončić dagger! He wins it! Three. As he was stumbling, he somehow got it to go!
You name it, Luka's done it in the clutch. But Anthony Edwards? Well, he's been terrible in clutch situations.
Elevates, missed it! And for the second time in 8 days.
In the final 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime, Ant is now 0 of 12 on all go-ahead or game-tying field goals, the second most misses without a make by any player since he entered the league. This season hasn't been much better either, with him shooting just 17.2% on three-pointers in clutch situations.
Boston has won.
He's shooting just 20.5% on twos in those same situations. The good news is that he's only 23 and still has time to improve this glaring weakness in his game. However, in the playoffs, where the lights are brightest and the moments are the biggest, with the game on the line, I want the ball in Luka's hands, not Anthony Edwards. As far as playmaking and court vision go, Wonder Boy takes the cake.
Hit a tough one. Dončić, wow, behind the head. Reeves wide open.
While Ant-Man has made strides in his growth as a playmaker, he's not a natural at it.
Edwards inside. Great time for the bucket to go there.
Early in his career, it was attack first, pass only if necessary.
Nasty. I mean, that's all you can say about it. And Collins shaking up.
But now his assists have climbed to around 5 per game, a massive jump from his rookie year.
Edwards, it counts, plus the foul.
Dončić is different. Luka doesn't just see the game, he controls it. The dude is an assist factory with eyes in the back of his head.
Boy, this Minnesota offense, highly efficient stand here at the start.
Defensively, the eye test says that Ant is the better player, but the numbers suggest otherwise. I literally had to double and triple check the stats to make sure I wasn't hallucinating, and even now, I can't believe it. Luka's defense has taken a real step up this season.
Well, and how open Luka Dončić with a little spice.
Come on, although it's right-handed, he did turn around. Nonetheless, that's just incredible.
Last year, Luka's defensive rating was 113.8, which wasn't great for shutting anyone down. But now he's brought it down to 108.2, a significant improvement. On the other hand, Edwards has always had the tools to be a great defender. His athleticism, strength, and quickness allow him to stick with the league's best scorers and make their lives miserable.
Luka! Oh, and then he throws it up the head of pocket!
While his on-ball defense can look elite at times, the overall impact numbers tell a different story. This season, Edwards' defensive rating is 111.3, and you know what that means. Luka has been the better defender. But we're not done yet. Luka has a 1.4 defensive box plus-minus rating, meaning he's actually an above-average defender this season. He's not locking down perimeter scorers, but he's using his size, positioning, and IQ to impact the game. He's making smart rotations, contesting shots, and not being a liability on that end. Meanwhile, Edwards is sitting at 0.2, meaning he's been just slightly below average defensively.
Quarter to set the tone. That pass, though, by Luka. Throws it down.
That's surprising considering his athleticism, strength, and on-ball defense.
Push down by Reed, and Shea down the lane. Got up to the rim, got blocked by Edwards.
His athleticism, strength, and on-ball defense may make him look like a great defender, but defensive box plus-minus suggests he's not as impactful defensively across all possessions. The argument that Ant is guarding the better players in the league while Luka isn't doesn't hold up in this analysis, because every team's best player literally hunts Luka night in and night out. So while Edwards might seem like the better defender based on the eye test alone,
Blocked by Edwards. Ant doing everything.
Luka's actual impact on a possession-by-possession basis has quietly caught up. It's absolutely insane. But at the end of the day, the Wolves made their choice. Anthony Edwards over Luka Dončić, no hesitation, no second thoughts. Was it the right call? That depends on how you see the future. Luka is already a generational talent, but Ant is still rising, still evolving. Minnesota just bet its entire future on him. But even with all the confidence in the world, you have to wonder, did Ant himself feel that same certainty?